folks, and welcome to this video where I'm going to talk about my Pomsy projects to date and talk about my next project, which I am super excited about because it's going to incorporate our own moving tail. So this was my first Pomsy project. Called this one Peaky as it reminds me of a Pekingese. And this was the face that I made for this one, and I used 1mm flock on this, and I wasn't happy about this in the sense that the eyes were quite sort of squiffy. They're not sort of like neat circles, and lost a little bit of the flock here by the nose, but still pretty good. And like all the others, I put a touch sensor on the back and one on the head and one behind the mouth, and I put a zip under the chin so you've got access to the battery door. The second one I made I called Coco, and I used longer flock around the muzzle on Coco, and I try to give this one a slightly opening mouth with the idea that when you feed this one you can actually sort of put your finger in the mouth. And I got the eyes a bit neater on this one, but it did develop some cracking around here, and that's because the adhesive is hard. So if you put the adhesive on something flexible and it moves, the adhesive can come off, including the flock on top of it. So I decided with the next model to try using latex as the adhesive so that it would stay flexible. And this time I actually made it as a cover for my Kubo so that it would have a moving tail. And on this model I used a different Pomsy. I used a puppy Pomsy, so it's got different sounds. So I used latex on this, but unfortunately it's come off worse than the original adhesive. And then with the last model I made, it was radically different because I had a dragon Pomsy, which had quite sort of creepy sounds. So I decided to take influence from this critter I made some time ago, which is just a soft toy. It doesn't have any electronics, because I thought, I wonder if I can make something creepy now using latex. And that's what I did. Another difference with this one was that I put the Pomsy in the body rather than the head, and I put the on-off switch in the foot rather than in the nose, and I think that worked better, and it takes the stress off the face because it's not having the nose pushed in all the time. Though I still ran into the problem of the flock coming off the mouth and the eyes, but what I did this time was I patched it up by using super glue and just patting on the flock. Our next model is going to be radically different because we're going to use our own moving part. We're going to use our own animatronic tail, and we've also got a different approach with the flock. This time we're trying to use Evo stick. So yesterday we used this Evo stick on 6mm flock, which we've never used before either. And this is the result. This is actually two different colours of flock. It's black mixed with cream. So the 6mm flock is much more like fur. It covered really nicely. Evo stick being very strong and also slightly flexible, it does look like it's going to stay on and it's going to work. So hopefully we've cracked it this time. And this is the tail that Paul's been working on, which we are going to include in our next model. So you're going to give us a demo then?
Yeah.
I love the action of it. And I like how when you hold it, sort of like if you hold it at the base, it's just the end that moves. Yeah, I really like it.
If it had a latex skin and you made the latex a little bit thicker around the base, it would help restrict it and spread the movement over the tail.
So this is the latex tail that I've made. Paul made a 3D print of the tail shape and printed that out. It's underneath this latex, and I just put the latex on top of that. So next we're going to try flocking this latex tail with this same 6mm flock, and we'll see how the tail moves and looks with this on it. So folks, I hope you join us for that project. We're both really excited about it. I'm going to make this one more cat-like because I think the tail movements, it's more like a cat's tail in the way it moves than a dog's. So I'm going to make this one more cat-like. But that's it for this video, folks. Thanks for watching as always, and see you next time.